Round 3, we have the choice. Playing first, and yeah, I think we got to keep this one. It's a nice looking hand. I mean, granted, needs some mana, but we have both colors, and we have a 1-drop. What more could you ask for? All right, it's a pretty expensive hand, I admit. But we have a fair amount of 1 and 2 drops in this deck, right? We've got like, how many do we have? We've got, yeah, we've got like 11. 10 remaining. That's not bad. So we have like, you know, what do we got? Like 25 draws that are pretty good here. That's not bad. All right, well, we're going to swing into Sludge Crawler because he can pump it. All right. Gets in for 2 and gets rid of a land which we could have used. Ooh. Nettle Drone is a good draw. So I think we're going to take an, ooh, opponent's 3 color? I think we're going to take another Sludge Crawler hit here. And we lose a Vestige, which is okay, because I still would prefer a land draw. When it enters battlefield, get a Scion, and it's a 2/3 devoid. All right, well, it's pretty good. And we see the land now, so let's just ping our opponent and play a Vestige. And then pass. And we're a land away from Cliffside Lookout, looking pretty spicy as well. Okay. It's not too intimidating. GOP, not bad. All right. I accept. If I swung with Vestige, how could he block? He could block a Sliver plus this. No, he'd have to do 2 of these. But I still don't like that trade, so I'm just going to play a GOP and pass. I'd much rather hold out for that extra mana for the pumps. Unfortunately, that's pretty good against our drone. All right. Still have some goodies in our hand. Here's our 5th land, so now we're in both Andu Rising and Barrage Tyrant territory here. I think we're just gonna, although well, unfortunately now our Lookout's not safe either. Pathway Arrow is actually pretty good against us. Huh. Well, what happens if I swing with GOP and Vestige? His best blocks are double block the Vestige, but then I can just pump. Yeah, I think we're... I guess he can double block the GOP'd. And then I can only kill one thing. He could also triple block the Vestige, but then I can pump and kill Sludge Crawler plus Assassin. I think I'm actually on board with that. But then it doesn't let me play the Barrage Tyrant, I guess. How good is that? So let's say he... I don't know, this feels like a decent opportunity to attack with Vestige. If he double blocks, I pump, I just kill something for 5 mana, which is not bad. I think we swing with Vestige. Like I said, if he triple blocks, I get to kill 2 things. I don't want to really swing with the Geopede, though, because I feel like the double block on that is... Well, maybe it's not better. I pump. I trade for an Assassin. Get in some damage with the Vestige. And he crashes back for possibly 3, 5, 6. All right. Well, I changed my mind. We're going to play it a little bit safe here. We're going to lose our Lookout, which sucks a little bit, but we also have a Hellkite and an Ondu Rising in hand. So I feel like our upside is looking good. So opponent's going to kill the Lookout. I probably could have profitably gotten in for with Vestige, but I'm protecting myself basically because I have a good hand for I'm set up well for a late game. Grip of Desolation. Well, that's pretty brutal. How did I not see that ability? All right. That's pretty good for my opponent. Not so bueno for me. All right. So no more white manas. All right. Can't really use Lookout now. Can't attack all too profitably either. So I guess we just chill out. Lookout's going to go bye-byes. Grip of Desolation's a great card. But I guess I'm at least happy he did that pre-me awakening a land, so I do have that. This guy's pretty good, though. So this thing can get Death Touch. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. Looks like he's holding back on pathway arrows for now, which is fine. Oh, saw the land. Great. All right, let's go Hellkite first because it's a big threat. And following into an Ondu Rising, I think is just better. And not to mention the fact that now whenever we play a land, we just start slaughtering our opponent's board, which I think is pretty good. So Lookout's going to be going bye-byes, but that's okay. I just want to get a Hellkite on the board. Opponent's left with 2 cards in hand. We have 1, but it's a good card. Opponent can still double block Vestige, so I think we just chill out here. So I definitely want to awaken a mountain, no doubt. Don't want our last remaining planes to die. Let's see if he deals 1 to it and then Touch of the Voids. Oh, and then re-equip. That's pretty good, actually. I like that. On my opponent's part. I do like that our Hellkite's going to be living here, but yeah, that is a legit play. All right. Now we get Ondu Rising, though, which is pretty spicy. Land draw there would have been pretty nuts. But so we go Ondu Rising, smash with team. He double blocks Rising. We kill Sifter. He takes 7. That's pretty huge. Yeah, I think we're going for that. So we're going to awaken a mountain. We're going to gain a lot of life. Opponent pretty much has to double block our 4/4, I presume. Which means we're going to kill the Sifter. He can keep the Assassin. He takes 7, and then we're just a land drop away from killing our opponent, I think, right? Yeah. So let's kill the Sifter. I like that. Get some nice lifelink damage in. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about the Cutthroat. But we're at a nice, healthy life total now. And opponent still does have to deal with this Hellkite. I mean, I guess we're a mountain away from killing our opponent. Re-equip. Ingest a Castigator, which is okay, because I'd rather draw a land at this point, especially a mountain. Can't quite play that one. So what's the plan? Okay. I think I know how this works. So let's say I attack with both. My opponent blocks, kills Crawler to give Death Touch. Do I even care about that? Then he gains a life. I don't think I do. I think we're still swinging both. Or maybe he's just tapping our Vestige. Guess that would work. So I attack with both. My opponent blocks. I don't even think, I don't know. Maybe there's just a pump spell. I don't know. I'm going to attack anyway. I think my opponent has to, like, shoot his own guy to gain the life. Alter Tree. Okay. That works too. So he gets the Death Touch. Does get some cards in hand. Oh, the Death Touch. That's right. I didn't think about that one. Well, that's pretty profitable for him. Okay. Opponent got some pretty insane value there. Opponent has a grip full of cards to our 1. So I've lost a little bit of confidence. Oh yeah, we're also going to lose our Slide Runner because of that. I don't think there's much I could do about that though, right? Unfortunately, our deck is way more susceptible to pathway arrows than I realized. In fact, Dragon Master Outcast too? Jeez. Alright, Sentinel is something. Guess I should have held the Slide Runner, but when it... I can't really come up with a point where I actually could have played it. Rot Shambler gets bigger. Alright, well, we're in Royal's Retribution mode now, which is good. So we're going to kill a lot of things. We're also going to lose some life, but I think we kind of have to. So I think I have to deal 2 damage here and then 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. Because he can only ping one thing. And this is, of course, presuming my opponent has nothing. But this way, if my opponent were to ping one of his guys in response to pump, we still kill the Shambler. Oh, no, I guess that didn't quite work, did it? Because of the, he can just sack his Scions. I did not think about that. So I guess I should have done 4. Yeah, I just didn't do that right. So I should have done 4 to my Rot Shambler instead. Mistake on my part. Opponent's pretty savvy. He got me good. This Pathway Arrows is absolutely destroying my deck, too. My opponent didn't get me at all, actually. I just didn't play correctly. I totally didn't think about Eldrazi's just sacrificing themselves. Then an 8-drop Breaker of Armies. Well, that seems difficult to beat, especially with a 2-1. I guess we can play it out, but this does not seem super winnable. So Smite the Monstrous, I guess, seems like reasonably useful in this matchup. For a Breaker of Armies, at least. How many X1s does my opponent have? He seems to have a fair amount. I might want to bring in the... yeah, I'm debating whether... yeah, he's probably got enough Scions where I want to bring in the... well, I want to bring in Smite, I guess, since Breaker of Armies is pretty big. And I really don't have any... well, I guess Turn Against is pretty insane against it. Maybe I don't want to do it then. Maybe Smite's good enough. Or Turn Against is good enough, rather. I mean, I only saw one card that I can actually destroy with it. But the other one was Boiling Earth, because it takes out his Zulaport guy, it takes out his Sledge Crawler, it takes out his ramp tokens. I think Boiling Earth might actually be good enough. I don't have any outs for artifacts, do I? I don't think I do. Which is not great. But I don't know if I have a choice, really. So what do I take out for Boiling Earth? Probably an X1. Castigator seems better since he does have Scions. So maybe the Envoy, but Envoy is pretty aggressive. Could take out the Slide Runner, but then would I rather just take out the Castigator? Maybe I do take out the Envoy, but Envoy turn 1 is pretty good still. I really don't know. I'm at a loss here. I mean, I could drop a removal spell for the Boiling Earth. But I don't know if I love that either. Well, I gotta come up with something. Probably an X1. I guess we'll cut the Envoy. I don't know what else, really. Alright. Yeah, sand seems fine. Keep it. Opponent mulls to 6 and keeps. Okay. Well, the good news is I can outnumber a Rot Shambler if I can keep my Nettle Drone a turn. Lost the Ondu Rising. All right, take some more damage here. Hopefully just a pump. That's good. Okay. Lose a Plains, which I would have liked. Blister Pod's really not what I want to see, but guess that's okay. Turn against, not exactly what I wanted to see either. Guess we just outnumber this while he's tapped out. And then we'll pass. Don't really want to trade a Nettle Drone for a Sludge Crawler, but I might. Yeah, I guess I do. Can't really afford to take too much more of a beating from that. But, I mean, Nettle Drone's valuable too, but we're a little bit on the defensive here, I guess, so I guess we'll block. I don't love it. But I guess Nettle Drone also does die to a Pathway Arrow, so might be worth it. For our opponent's out of gas, it could be good for us. Okay. I mean, if he attacks, I presume he wants that little rampy Scion, but I still think it's probably not worth it. Land here would be pretty nice. There we go. So now we can go Vestige, Pump Sentinel, and swing. And granted, we lose a life, he gets a Scion, but still think it's worth attacking. I mean, we're going to have to get through Blister Pod at some point, so let's just do it. In fact, he doesn't even want to. He'd rather just take 2, which makes sense, I think. All right, it's pretty brutal, not going to lie. Pretty brutal. All right, guess we have to hang out. Well, our opponent's at Breaker of Armies spot if he's got that Blister Pod. Oof, that was a rough draw. I mean, it's good that we get land, but pretty obvious we need a mountain here. Pretty incredible value for our opponent. He does have to just draw into gas here, though. All right, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough, no doubt. I mean, we're in pretty dire need of an... Well, at this point, unfortunately... Well, I guess we can get into Royal's Retribution. Well, all right. So, I guess... Can also play the Barrage Tyrant. 1 card left in our opponent's hand. So I play the Tyrant and pass. My opponent taps the Tyrant and still... Well, this thing's pretty brutal, unfortunately, no. He taps down, he swings, he can pump 1, 2, 3. God, he could almost pump 4 times. Jeez. Well, I guess I can also just Royal's Retribution a Sludge Crawler. I suppose I better do that. Sludge Crawler seems like it gets in for a lot of damage at the moment. Alright, so let's say I play Barrage Tyrant, he uses it. Well, I think we gotta kill Sludge Crawler, because that thing just gets in. He could also not attack here, which I guess is decent value for him. Not insane, but decent. Alright, he is swinging. He can pump 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so we do have to straight up Retribution his 1-drop, which admittedly is not great. I could have waited, I guess. That might have made more sense. Since now he can post-combat make a play. But I presume if my opponent could post-combat make a play, that they would pump as much as was appropriate and then make the post-combat play anyway. But I maybe should have waited. Could have been smarter. Call to Scions, okay. So I guess we play the champ now. Keeps his guys at bay a little bit better. Although now he can just... I guess he doesn't have enough mana to equip, use it, equip, use it, equip, use it. That's a lot of mana. Isn't it? Or maybe, does he? I don't think he does. Doesn't that cost him... That would cost him 12 mana to deal 3. Oh no. So I guess he could have swung there and... So I guess he could sack these and make this a 4/4 at any time. Guess we kind of need to leave the champ back for that reason, so we'll just play this guy and pass. Probably should have waited till post-combat. Since now I can tap the Tyrant. Didn't tap the Tyrant, which is interesting. Maybe should have just played the Slide Runner. I mean, the problem with turn against with the Rot Shambler is he can just sack to make it big if I steal the Shambler. I guess no, I can't even really profitably... No, I can. Okay, so I think I steal the Cutthroat and kill itself. That's not bad. And Cutthroat's a problem. I guess I don't quite... No, I do have the mana for that. Okay. Oh, I guess you use it, re-equip. Yeah, that's pretty good. That Pathway Arrows is nuts in the late game. Oh, wait. Doesn't quite have the mana to use it again? Oh, no, okay. Sack the Scion. Okay. Well, I guess at the very least they're using some resources. Now the main issue is so I did kind of screw that up. I should have stolen the Cutthroat when I had the chance, because now I can't turn against the Yeah, that's not great. That's pretty problematic. Wow, I had no idea Pathway Arrows was so destructively good. Guess we swing with Champ. And I'm going to have to reproach a Shambler. Wow, Pathway Arrows just turned out to be fantastically good. What a powerful card. I'm trying to think how I win. I guess Dragon? Well, that's going to help. My opponent's guy unfortunately does get big now, but if my opponent turns into a 5/5 and I'm going to lose 3 from this. And then if he plays a creature, he can tap my Sentinel and get in for 5. I mean, I still think it's the right play. So I'm at 6. My opponent has a 5. Well, at least I'm not straight dead to the Shambler. I also have turn against, but even with turn against, I don't have lethal. Even if he plays the Breaker of Armies and turn against, I still don't have lethal. Can I go to 1? Guess not really. No play, I guess that's good. Land drop. Well, I guess we can play Slide Runner now. It actually does buy us a little bit of... Maybe our opponent attacks into it as well. That could be good. That way I can actually deal with the Rot Shambler. My opponent is just a creature away from problems. Oh, looks like he is attacking into it, which is good news for us. All right, well, that was way better for us than could have hoped for. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Well, that guy seems good. Okay, so let's see here. Take my opponent to 12. Guess we go turn against, smash for 8. And then if my opponent attacks, attack again and touch the void? Otherwise, I have to attack into a Defiant Blood. Well, I mean, I could do that too. Attack into the Bloodlord. Top deck better than my opponent. I mean, it's possible. So otherwise, my play is, so I turn against the Defiant Bloodlord. I smash for 8. My opponent goes to 7. I presume they attack with Bloodlord. I think that is, I mean, it seems like the best way to win. My opponent doesn't top deck a creature. Touch of the Void is definitely a way to win. And he attacks with Defiant Bloodlord. I mean, it's got some presumptions built into it, but it seems like a path to victory that's possible. Oh, that is certainly not nothing, unfortunately. Double Touch of the Void? Jeez. So close. I mean, this is also a colorless creature, which is important to keep in mind. Problem is I can't attack with this either. So I guess I just die. So I guess my best route to victory is, yeah, because, yeah, okay. So the problem is if I leave planes back and double nuke this, it's just not going to work. I basically, and I can't kill both of these and get in for lethal. It's wishful thinking to think I can. I think my best route is attack with the planes, or is my best route assuming my opponent doesn't think this is a colorless creature? I don't think that's a very safe assumption. My opponent has played ultra tight this whole time. Well, I guess we just have to go for it. Fat chance of my opponent not blocking here. Yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough one. But opponent had a great deck. Played really tight. I feel like I made an error or two, but I don't know what to say. It was a tough one. Opponent had a good deck. I mean, it doesn't really get much closer than I could have brought my opponent to 1, right? So yeah, if I had done it the other way, my opponent, if I didn't attack and I killed his Defiant Bloodlord, he equips 1/1, deals 1 damage to my colorless blocker, and gets in for 2. So that wasn't going to work, but it was still cool. We went 2-1. Cool format. Learned some lessons. Pathway Arrows is ridiculously good. Wow. This card is so much better than I thought it was. I had yet to play with it or against it, but after this match, I think Pathway Arrows is incredibly good. Wow, what a great mana sink for a deck that's got a lot of creatures. Okay, lesson learned there. I thought our deck was very good, though. Opponent's deck was just better, and he got us. So we'll see if we can't get there for the next time. Hope you enjoyed the draft video. We'll see you for the next one.